When talking about the decline of The Simpsons, the principle on the Pauper is usually pointed to as the episode that signaled the downfall of the show. For years, it's been cited as the moment the series strayed too far from what the classic seasons were trying to achieve. But over time, the episode has seen a major resurgence, being reevaluated by fans and the public alike. Because while it may have been one of the worst things to happen to humanity in the last 30 years, you do have to factor in context. When we only had about 9 seasons, the episode felt catastrophic. But after 36 seasons, a random episode from season 9 suddenly doesn't look so bad. Despite all of that though, the episode has still managed to maintain its reputation, at least among the general audience that doesn't actively keep up with the show. It's still often pointed to as the episode that turned The Simpsons into a laughingstock, a very, very respectable, highly regarded laughingstock. But that's all about to change. That's right. I'm going to single-handedly fix the reputation of the episode. Because, and this is true, I'm going to show you not 2, not 3, but 4 episodes that are absolute garbage when compared to the principal and the pauper. We're going to go through them all, dissect them to the best of our ability, or mine ability, and show those episodes who they're dealing with. Now, of course, I should do the boring part of the job, recap the episode so you can understand what went on. But instead, I decided to invite a guy. I think he's some kind of actor. We met when I was walking into my anger management class and he was walking out. So please welcome a recently rehabbed Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, listen up, for I will blow your feeble little minds with my brilliant recap. The episode starts with Skinner and the gang gearing up to celebrate his anniversary at the Springfield Elementary. The episode then takes a very tacky pivot, as it's revealed that Skinner is not who we thought he was, but is in fact a weak, insignificant, tiny imposter masquerading as a hunk of a man that is the real Seymour Skinner. Skinner, having been humiliated, retired his role as principal and returns to his poor, insignificant life he had before the lies, and weeps in his bed like a little baby. But the Simpsons make their most horrible mistake yet and take back the old puny Skinner, banishing the original as they have no emotional connection to him whatsoever. And so, a classic was born. Did I say classic? I meant a complete wash-up of a script.
Arnold. There's more to it than just that. I
know what I'm talking about. I watched the full playlist of the episode on YouTube.
Don't those playlists cut out a bunch of stuff for copyright?
I'm filming the next Terminator movie and I'm oh so big, muscly and strong. I'm gonna have to call you back.
Alright, Arnold. That was so stupid. Anyway, the first episode in our glorified Watch Mojo list. And to be clear, these aren't in any order, it's just a scattered list of episodes worse than the aforementioned Principal and the Pauper. So the episode that is first in line is Simpson Safari. Now, Simpson Safari has been criticized by the fandom plenty, so this isn't some hot take on how I think it's overrated or even that it's underrated, because it is absolutely neither of those things. But what I want to touch on is why it's really hated on. During the Scully era, The Simpsons saw a boom in the silly department. It got sillier, plots became cartoony, and the show strayed further from the grounded sitcom of old, and basically became a cartoon. And the criticism directed towards the episode is that it's too silly, it's too cartoony, and I don't really have a problem with that part, because who cares if a cartoon is cartoony, as long as it's funny. But the problem is, it's not funny. And that's a problem with a lot of episodes like this, Settle Score and other Scully era episodes. The criticism that because it isn't grounded, it's bad, sort of rings hollow. But when you take a look at the cartoony gags the episode's attempts, they're just kind of fine. Compared to the Principal and the Pauper, which is constantly moving with beat after beat, keeping you looking forward to whatever new gag they're about to throw, whether you like or dislike the episode. But Simpson Safari is mostly just boring, and none of the gags really hit. So it leaves you feeling like, why did I watch this? The next episode is sort of a predictable one, but it's none other than My Sister, My Sitter. Now, I know that you're thinking, how can someone as brilliant, creative, well-spoken, and original as me present such a mild, predictable take? And I'll need you to listen to me. This episode is also one that receives criticism nearly as much as its season 9 brethren, and my take about it is pretty similar to the consensus. But the only disagreement I have is similar to the one I had with Safari, if you would remember that, where I feel people take the episode a tad bit too seriously. Now, I'm not implying to be the one who gets the episode better than everybody else. I just don't feel that an episode being mean-spirited is enough reason to hate an episode. Because again, it's a comedy, and a comedy needs to be funny, even if it means sacrificing a few character traits for a laugh. Although, of course, there are cheap laughs, and those are never cool, but that's not really relevant to what I'm talking about. Nonetheless, the episode's mean-spiritedness, whatever, isn't funny, so it just comes off miserable. The only funny moment really is Lisa's daydream coming true when she's busted by the cast, and also the go to bread moment, but you know that. But not the most unique take in the world. Let's hop on to the third episode, and this is where things get spicy, where my takes go from to wow, he's not messing around. The third episode is Saddle Score Galactica. Huh? There's a good reason for this one, I promise. Now, everyone hates this episode because it jumped the shark, or it's where the Simpsons got too weird. But I'm different, see? Because I just think it's boring. It feels studio mandated, if that makes sense. Not that it was, but it's incredibly dry, incredibly dull, and the elves actually feel like the only inspired part of the episode. It feels like the writer is just going by the motions when he finally just goes, I need to make this interesting for me, and boom, the elves show up. And they grab Homer or something, I don't remember. So yes, am I the only one who feels that way? No. It's also said that The Simpsons shouldn't go high concept like this, but Principal and the Pauper perfectly captured the grounded but high concept combo. But no, wait, people don't like that one. Right, that's what the video's about. Moving on to the fourth episode. This pick is where I actually go fully off the rails and take the Simpsons opinion sphere and totally flip it upside down. Because my final pick for the episode worse than the Principal and the Pauper is Homerpalooza from season 7. Now, it's time for me to give the reason why I stand alone as the only Simpsons fan who dislikes this episode. And it's really because I don't get the references. I don't know who any of these people are. But maybe if I did, I'd laugh. Now, those are my 4. Now, of course, I have to address something really important, which is that the reason the Principal and the Pauper was so hated was because it was the first of its kind, the first to set the pattern of bad Simpsons. That's why I set most of the list kind of around that episode's era, and not too far ahead to show how everyone could have a different take on when the show went downhill. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my 4. Yeah. Well, the weather outside is frightful.
But the fire is so delightful.
So if you've got no place to go,
Let it snow.
let it snow.
Let it snow.